So now we're going to talk about how to take the derivative if you have an exponential, something with an e to the power of x. And in your book you're going to see lots of little formulas, and it turns out you don't really need any of those. You only need one new formula. Here it is. The new formula is if you are taking the derivative of e to the x, strangely enough, it ends up being e to the x. This is a very interesting natural phenomenon. And you can see why in your book, and it is true, you can play with it, it does work. Okay, so the derivative of e to the x is e to the x. Now with that in mind, we can now find many derivatives just using the chain rule we already know how to use. And remember, for our chain rule, we're going to do the derivative of the outside of the box, keeping the box the same, times the derivative of the inside of the box. So that's our basic chain rule. We're going to use the exact same chain rule we've been using. It's not new. Let's try it with some exponential. So let's do the derivative of e to the 3x. Now when I look at this, where would I put the box? I would put the box around the 3x. This is always going to be like my inside is the part inside the exponential. So for my derivative, it's take the derivative of the outside, so it's going to be e times whatever's inside the box, so 3x, times the derivative of the inside. Well, what was inside the box? 3x. The derivative of 3x is 3. So this is my derivative of the outside, and this is derivative of the inside, which is equal to 3e to the 3x. Notice you could go through, you could memorize the formulas in the book, or you could just keep using the chain rule we've already learned. And let's try a harder one. Let's say we want to take the derivative of 6 minus 7 times e to the 2x squared plus 5. Looks a little more complicated. Let's go through and evaluate this. Okay, 6, that's just the constant. The derivative of that, that's just going to be 0. 7, that's just the coefficient. We're just going to pull it out. We're not worrying about it too much. And I would make this 2x squared plus 5 my box. Now to find my derivative. Okay, again, 6 derivative of 6 is just 0. Minus, this is 7 times something, so we'll just pull it out. Don't worry about it. It's just going to be 7 times. Now let's take the derivative. So derivative of the outside, e to the power of anything is always going to be e raised to that same power again. So that's the derivative of the outside. Times, now we need to times it by the derivative of anything inside the box. So derivative of inside the box, 2x squared plus 5, that derivative is going to be 4x. So for my final answer, I get negative 28 times x times e to the 2x squared plus 5. There's my final answer. Notice only one new rule. We just have to then keep using the chain rule after that.